Welcome back, everyone, to another salt-filled episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where I get angry because I like sniper rifles and they were done kind of poorly in this game. In this episode, I am going over the Jakobs. And Jacob 1's kind of annoying me in this game. So, Jacob snipers, these are a little unique because there's two kinds, but in general, they have the highest damage. They have 160% crit instead of 100 that most snipers have. They have a pretty solid fire rate, kind of low on the mag and reload side. Now, purple and greens are semi-auto. I guess they all are, but blue ones are bolt action and much slower, as you can see here, a 0.5 fire rate. The problem with blue versus purple is, blues are typically worse than purples, but losing all that fire rate, you should gain something. This is something if they do this again in Borderlands 3, where whites and blues are bolt action, and purples and greens are not. If that's the case, then blues should do more damage than purples. Because of that going from 2.6 down to 0.5. Like, the losing one of the mag is expected for lower rarity. 97.4 to 97.2 accuracy is expected. 54,000 to 52,000 for damage is somewhat expected. But why did they get more penalized for the fire rate? It's to a point where a green sniper is better than a blue sniper when it comes to Jakobs. And that's counterintuitive. So that comes into an issue with a lot of Jakobs uniques, which Borderlands 2 had a lot of. In fact, Borderlands 2, there was 7 red text Jakobs guns. We had the Godfinger, which, although it was a pearl, it was based off of a blue gun, and it was bolt action, and that gimped the Godfinger. Then you had the Hawkeye, which was based off of Muck Muck, which was good. You had the Skull Masher, which based off of Muck Muck, that was pretty good. But then we went down to the Cobra, the Trespasser, the Elephant Gun, and the Buffalo Rifle. I think that's all 7. I might have missed one. And those were all blues based off of bolt action. And they didn't get the damage increase that bolt actions should, even though, like, the Elephant Gun, the Buffalo Rifle had damage increases. They should have been more. So, that's a rundown on the Jacob snipers. Purple ones are fantastic, but blue ones are terrible. You can see here, you see me do a lot of sniper tests already. 285k for just a regular purple sniper is pretty fantastic. Especially with no skills or anything on, that's really good damage. So these things hit really well. They can't be, you can't hold down to the trigger and fire, but their fire rates are pretty good anyways. I guess they're third best for fire rate. Dahl wins with the burst fire, but they fire pretty fast. They have the most recoil, and with my up to sensitivity settings, I can kind of feel that. Compared to the Hyperion ones of last time. But I guess onto the red text. First, we go with the Skull Masher. Now, the Skull Masher has now been in this game, each of the games, Borderlands 1, 2, and 3. Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. In Borderlands 1, it had 6 pellets. In Borderlands 2, it had 5, and now it's back to 6. Skull Masher is back to its original form to a point with 6 pellets, which is very cool. So at least when they brought this back, they made it better. And you can see this crazy damage. So 282 compared to this. Wow, that's his head. 285. So that's not hitting many pellets, but when you hit them all, 387. I thought it was 530. 530 is probably all there. Yeah. That's pretty impressive. And the fact that so many characters can increase accuracy in this game, so you have a lot more overall damage, less per pellet, but you have 6 pellets. You have less accuracy, but that's to be expected with a spread, and everything else is the same. This is a really good gun. It's better than it was in Borderlands 2, and then when you add in this game, doesn't have OP levels and softer scaling, the Skull Masher is really powerful in this game. It was good in Borderlands 2, but there's never... There's only really 0 that could increase its accuracy to make sure you land enough pellets to really make it great. It was still really good. I used it on Maya some, and it was really solid, but in this game, they at least made it a lot better to bring it back, but it's recycled. And there's only 3 red text Jakobs guns in this game compared to 7 in Borderlands 2. So that's kind of an issue. It's still good, but this is one of those guns that, although I liked it and it's powerful and it's effective and it's fun to use, it still pissed me off because I wanted to snipe in this game, and it was kind of down to when the game first came out, like Skullmasher or Snyders. And when you're down to that, you've done that in Borderlands 2. It's not new and exciting. So that's kind of my issue with that gun. So next we have the Razorback, which also pisses me off. So the Razorback is a blue-red text Jakobs gun that's supposed to be like the elephant or the buffalo rifle. It doesn't have a scope. Now, the elephant gun and the buffalo rifle, there's different scaling, so it's hard to compare their damages, but they had massive damage increases. This thing went from 52 to 61. You lost a little bit of accuracy, and it's fixed to only having a blade. What? Why? Why can't we at least throw the critical hit prefix on there or something else? So, compared to a Muck-a-Muck, it does have more damage than a Muck-a-Muck. Mucks have more, just barely more than their blues, but not much more. This isn't like some hugely powerful gun. At least the buffalo gun and the elephant rifle had massive damage increases. So, it does hit harder there. But it's that same bolt action, and the damage is not nearly high enough for what it should be. And that's pretty freaking sad. Especially, it would be so much better if we could have a crit accessory on here. It would make the gun more powerful. Another 20% on top of that damage is pretty solid. And this gun just annoys me. It looks good. It's a good looking gun. I like the skin. Zoom in here so you guys can take a peek. You got that kind of... Oh, looks like is it Bebop or Rocksteady that's the Warthog? Kind of looks like them. But I like this skin. I like this design. It looks cool, but a locked blade, again, that 0.5 fire rate, and the damage just is not high enough. It'll be able to kill things, but 0.5 fire rate. I kind of talked about that with the Omni Cannon in the last video. Just so freaking slow. 0.5 is terrible slow. And the damage just is not enough. Just sad. So next, we have the Plunket. The Plunket's probably the only interesting one, but it kind of annoys me too. They upped the fire rate 0.1, but they lowered the magazine. Now the magazine isn't bad. The reason why the Plunket is interesting is, watch my ammo count. If you hit a crit, it takes the ammo from your ammo pool and not your magazine. So this makes sense to lower that. And that's a really cool effect. I know some niche players that really love it because you can just kind of fire forever with this thing, especially with Tombstone. And I know some Claptrap players that love it because they can just keep it on one last thing and get a lot of damage out of it as long as they keep critting. Here's my issue with it. It's just a regular blue Jakobs sniper, which is by far the worst ones. If they would have made this legendary based off of Muck-a-Muck, holy shit, this would be awesome. Or if just blue Jakobs snipers didn't suck and have terrible fire rate of 0.5, it would be good. But yeah, the 273 there. 273 there. So it's essentially a blue Jakobs sniper, as I miss shots here. And that's the problem with this. Now, characters in this game have ridiculous skill trees, and they're all pretty much OP. And it allows, so you can definitely still kill with this thing. It's another blue sniper. The effect is at least interesting and cool. So this, I think, out of the 3 that we got, is the winner. But I don't think it's a very great win, because, like I said, 0.6. I guess you can put a fire rate accessory on this thing, and, kick that up to maybe a 0.7 or a 0.8, but it's still painfully slow. And that's kind of the message with these. They need to fix the Jakobs sniper rifles and get away from this bolt action thing. Or if they keep the bolt action, just up the damage more to make it worthwhile. So if you keep a bolt action and you go down from like a 2-something fire rate down to a 0.5, the blue should do more damage than the purple. I don't think that's unreasonable. It'd be interesting. That way you kind of pick between a DPS sniper or a one-shot, one-kill sniper. So I hope if they continue with this model in BL3, that's what they do. And that would fix a lot of those guns, because, then this would just have more damage. Very good. The Buffaloes and the Elephant Rifles and the Cobras and the Trespassers and the Razorback, they would all have a lot more damage and make it worthwhile. But Borderlands or Gearbox doesn't seem to ever get that one. That's the formula they don't get to work, is trading off that fire rate for damage. They never quite get that balance right, in my opinion. So that is it for the Jakobs sniper rifles. It's another one I'm not too pleased with. Let me know what you think about these guns. I mean, I know there's a lot of Plunkett fans out there. And like I said, it's a cool effect. I just hate that effect is on a blue Jakobs sniper. The Skullmasher is very good. It's just, we've seen it. And the Razorback, I don't think there's any defending that gun. It's just annoying. Especially because we learned the lesson from having 2 guns of that style in Borderlands 2. And neither one of them were highly used guns for a reason. And I liked some of those guns in Borderlands 2. But they should be more. So that's all I have for this episode. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow while I test these and get more angry at them. But maybe I'll be a little softer on them as they one-shot things, because Jack's got enough overkill damage where he should be one-shotting things with these. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.